Oh, hello, Chester. Beautiful day today, huh? Well, you want a drink of the nice, authentic blend of 23 flavors of Dr. Pepper? Yeah, okay. Hold on, Chester. You can have that. I'll have that. So, what are you doing? Uh-huh. Right. That's so funny. You're hilarious, Chester. Hey, Chester. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, be sure to keep that like button in the jaw. Punch it, and ring that notification bell like the match has started. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to do, because it's Thursday, it's your NXT review. Later I will be doing your AEW review. So yeah, be sure to look out for that. And yeah, without further ado, this is your NXT review. Inside the Wrestling Cauldron. Inside, it may not have been labeled NXT TakeOver, but the May 6th edition was booked like one of NXT's biggest shows of 2020. NXT promised a pair of massive title matches, as well as the debut of its new big star. Adam Cole is the longest reigning NXT champion in history. Yet he has constantly dodged the Velveteen Dream. Finally, he put his title on the line and against perhaps the greatest threat to his championship reign to date. NXT Women's Champion Charlotte Flair defended her new title in NXT for the first time against one of the best female wrestlers in the world, Io Shirai. The first time clash had the potential to steal the show while establishing the Queen's dominance over the Black and Gold brand. And Karrion Kross debuted alongside Scarlett just weeks removed from his brutal attack on Tommaso Ciampa backstage. Doomsday has arrived. That's right, Doomsday has arrived, and Kross was ready to destroy anyone in his way. A mysterious attacker assaulted Finn Balor backstage, ruining his chance to earn another NXT Championship opportunity. The Prince called out the one who attacked him, making sure he paid for his indiscretions. This show was massive. Probably the biggest wrestling event WWE's put on since WrestleMania 36. However, whatever the talent stepped up to would decide what came of the night. Let's kick things off. Johnny Gargano versus Dominic Dijakovic. Whoever you say that. Dominic, I'm not going to even try and say his last name. I know I seem such like a noob. But Dominic's power and ferocity were too much for Johnny Gargano earlier. However, a clothesline to the back of the right knee allowed the Rebel Heart to chop down the big man. When the big man recovered, Candice LeRae walked down to distract him. Dominic fought back with impressive flip off the top rope into a super kick. Gargano exposed the turnbuckle and then sent the big man into it with a head scissors to set up for the one final beat for the win. So as a result, Johnny Gargano defeated Dominic via pinfall. What do I grade this? I grade this a B+ because this was a fun match that used the mix of styles well. Dominic is impressive in so many ways, but he often needs his opponents to set the pace and keep him contained. Gargano did that, focusing on wearing him down and finding his openings. This new Johnny wrestling has looked good so far. When he has focused on wrestling, he can still be resilient, but needs to take a few shortcuts through against top competitors. This allows him to keep his style, but take more of the lead in matches. Now moving on to the next one. Next up, in the interim cruiserweight championship tournament, Akira Tozawa versus Jack Gallagher. Jack Gallagher seemed poised to fight Akira Tozawa early in this match with a technical focus, but he was not ready for how far the Stamina Monster was willing to go. Tozawa hit a DDT on the apron and then his diving senton in the ring for the win. Tozawa called out El Hijo del Fantasma in an interview after the match, promising to beat him. As a result, Akira Tozawa defeated Jack Gallagher via pinfall. Whatever it is, I grade this a C+ because despite their familiarity, this match did not come together as strongly as one would have expected. The two were absolutely rushed, clocking in under 4 minutes. And there was not nearly enough energy behind the contest. Tozawa has been set up as the likely winner on his block. If he loses in the third round, it would lead to an awkward tiebreaker situation. It makes more sense to commit to the Stamina Monster, who has been on a roll with his performance, even if he loses often on Monday Night Raw. Now, moving on to the next one. Our next match, Xia Li versus Chelsea Green with Robert Stone. Robert Stone introduced Chelsea Green, who came in confident despite the dominance of Xia Li. Li almost wiped away her smile with an impressive series of strikes. However, Aliyah distracted the Chinese superstar, setting up Green to hit I'm Prettier for the win. As a result, Green defeated Li via pinfall. What do I grade this? D! That's right. I'm just gonna go out and say it. D. 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 Li versus Aliyah has gone on as a feud for far too long. It is obvious that only one is seen as a major star in NXT. This could lead to Aliyah aligning herself with the Robert Stone brand, but it is more likely she will continue to lose on repeat. Green needs to work on some more seasons competition and longer matches. This was sloppy and rushed. It did not leave a great impression. However, there's no judging her fully until she's gotten a real opportunity. Now moving on to the next one. Our next match, Karrion Kross with Scarlett versus Leon Ruff. Karrion Kross made an impressive entrance led by Scarlett before refusing to waste time. A few devastating Satillo suplexes set up Cross to lock in the Cross jacket for the tap out. As a result, Cross defeated Leon Ruff by submission. What do I give this? I give this a C+, because as far as squash matches go, this was quick and effective. It just did not do much to truly showcase who Cross is or what it means that Doomsday has arrived. It was painless domination. What made more impression though was the entrance. Scarlett's over-the-top singing along to the theme made for a ridiculous image that didn't quite work. It was silly more than imposing, but the theme and presentation could work otherwise. And moving on to the next one. Our next match, the NXT Women's Championship match. Charlotte Flair versus Io Shirai. Charlotte Flair's confidence was quickly shattered by the speed with which Io Shirai kicked her in the face. The contest went back and forth, but the Queen felt herself losing control against the Joshi Judas quickly. As the two fought outside, the Queen smacked her with the kendo stick. The two fought outside. The Queen smacked her with a kendo stick to cause a disqualification. As Charlotte continued to attack Shirai, going for a figure eight around the steel post, Rhea Ripley returned and ran off the NXT Women's Champion. The Joshi Judas scolded Ripley for getting involved in her business. As a result, Io Shirai defeated Charlotte by disqualification, but Charlotte remains the NXT Cruiserweight. Charlotte retains the NXT Women's Champion. What do I grade this? I grade this a B-, because while the contest was good, it could have been better. The sudden disqualification felt artificial and unearned for the moment. It gives Shirai a win over Charlotte, which extends their feud. It does not make it feel like the two have real heat. And it was good to see that the Nightmare is back in action. Hopefully she does not lose too much steam from her loss in time away. She needs to remain one of NXT's best and brightest. Moving on to the next one. Our next match at the Interim Cruiserweight Championship Tournament, Kushida versus Tony Atlas. Tony Atlas hit hard early, connecting on a series of athletic moves, including an impressive enziguri, but Kushida just kept moving. As Atlas jumped off the top rope, the Japanese superstar caught him in a cross-arm breaker for a quick tap-out. Afterward, Kushida promised that he would join the legacy of great cruiserweights and become the next NXT Cruiserweight Champion. As a result, Kushida defeated Tony Atlas by submission. When I grade this, I grade this a C, because for whatever reason, NXT continues to rush through this tournament. Kushida and Atlas could have gone 10 minutes. Instead, Kushida barely broke 3 minutes before tapping out the up-in corner. It would make far too much sense for Kushida to become the interim NXT Cruiserweight Champion. He has needed a big break since his debut in NXT. This is his chance to fully establish himself among his peers. Now moving on to the next one. Next up, Finn Balor promises to squash Attacker. And also Cameron Grimes versus Denzel DeJournette. Finn Balor walked to the stage podium talking to his attacker directly. He did not know who had assaulted him, but he promised to make him pay. He warned that the attack would not get him anywhere. He would suffer for what he did. Now, on to that Cameron Grimes match I was telling you about. Cameron Grimes went for the cave-in right after the bell, but Denzel DeJournette caught him with a belly-to-belly suplex before falling to Grimes' finisher. Afterward, Grimes mocked Balor and got laid out by the Prince, Finn Balor. As a result, Grimes defeated Dejournette by pinfall. What I grade this a B- because the Prince has not always cut great promos, but occasionally a tight script does wonders for him. His message to the attacker worked brilliantly and helps refocus Balor, since he won't be getting to Walter for several months at least. Grimes does not need something to do soon. It felt counterproductive to have him win a squash and then get laid out. But maybe Balor versus Grimes is in the near future. Now moving on to the next one. And now, the NXT Championship match. Adam Cole versus the Velveteen Dream. Adam Cole mocked the Velveteen Dream throughout the match, motivating the challenger. As Dream got close to the win, the Undisputed Era headed to the ring. Dexter Lumis stopped Roderick Strong and Bobby Fish from getting involved. The referee went down hard in the chaos before the challenger hit the Dream Valley Driver. The official recovered long after Dream should have won. Cole hit a super kick and then the last shot to retain his NXT champion. As a result, Adam Cole defeated Dream by pinfall to retain the NXT championship. What do I grade this? I grade this a B- because it was a night of rushed matches. And this fell far too short, despite making it to the 10-minute mark. Cole and Dream never really got going in this contest before chaos ensued. And the finish was a cop-out. These two will absolutely have a great match at some point down the line. The screwy end allows Dream to refocus and get another title shot at a better time. For now, Cole is still champion, running away with the title of the longest reigning NXT champion. And that is all I've got for you today. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, be sure to kick that like button and jump. Punch! That's the Twitter face and ring that notification bell. Like the match has started. See you guys next time. Choo. Sweet. Yep. See you guys next time.